In this video, we're going to use properties of logarithms to write what we have down on the bottom left-hand side of your screen as a single log. And the properties that we're talking about using, you can see in blue on the right-hand side of your screen, and they are the product, the quotient, and the power properties, which allow us to combine logs or break them apart either with addition or subtraction, and it allows us to move around coefficients of logs to become exponents of what's inside of the log. And what we're starting out with is 7 log base 7 of 2z plus 1 plus 1 over 5 log base 7z plus 2. And what we want to do is we want to write as a single log. And another way of expressing this is we want to condense this logarithm as much as possible. That's vocabulary that's used in some textbooks. And so whenever you're condensing or writing as a single log, the first thing you want to do is take advantage of your power property, if you have any coefficients. And we do. We have a 7 right here as the coefficient on the first log and a 1/5 as the coefficient on our second log. And so using the power property means we're going to bring those coefficients into being exponents of what is inside of the log. And so when we do that, we will then have log base 7 of 2z plus 1 to the now 7 power, because that was the number out in front and now it's the exponent, plus log base 7 z plus 2 to the 1 over 5 power, because again, that was the number out front, or the coefficient, and so using our power property, it becomes the exponent. So now that we've taken care of that, we've gotten rid of all of our coefficients, now we can move on to the quotient or product properties whenever we're condensing or writing as a single log. And for this particular problem, we have a plus sign in between the two logs, and so therefore we're going to be using the product property, because you can see on the left-hand side right here, we have two logs with a plus sign in between, and we're able to combine those into one log where we turn basically what's inside of each log into multiplication with each other. And so writing as a single log, since we have the same base, we're going to have log base 7 of, and I'm going to do a bracket right here, we're going to have 2z plus 1 to the 7 power multiplied by z plus 2 to the 1/5 power. And so again, each of the separate items that are inside of logs separately get brought together, and since there's addition between the two logs, those two things that are brought together are multiplied. And here's your answer. I mean, that's about as much as you can do. Sometimes you may see the answer written instead in this form, and let me just show you just in case so you know it's the same thing. So you could say log base 7 of 2z plus 1 to the 7. And then you could, instead of writing the 1/5 power, you could do the 5th root, because of course those mean the same thing, z plus 2. So you may see it written as that. Whichever one is perfectly good. I honestly would leave it in the first form if it were me, because I like fractional exponents. But the main thing to keep in mind from this video is whenever you're condensing or writing as a single log, you want to use your power property first, and then you want to use your product and quotient properties, whichever one is appropriate for the problem that you're doing.